Now that we're in here, so many stories to be told. Vision so clear. The more we hear, life unfolds. No matter where you are, from near or from afar. Now is the time to go for what we know. Now that we're in here, so many stories to be told. Vision so clear. The more we hear, life unfolds. No matter where you are, from near or from afar. Now is the time to go for what we know. It's just us radio show.
Hello and welcome to the It's Just Us radio show. I'm Charlene Bowden, so glad you've joined me again this week. And we have a couple of great topics that we're going to talk about tonight as well. Joining me are former Miss Ohio, Lindsay Davis, along with Dr. Thomas Callahan of the Cleveland Clinic. We're going to talk about sudden cardiac arrest and how it has been the most common cause of sudden death in athletes. And later on in this show, we're going to be joined by someone that I'm sure that you're familiar with if you've watched the Food Network at any time. Joining us is Chef Aaron Sanchez. You're listening to the It's Just Us radio show. I'm Charlene Bowden. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, Charlene.
Hello.
Charlene.
Yes. Hi.
How are you? Nice to see you. I can't see you, but I can talk to you.
Is this Chef Sanchez?
Yes, the one and only.
The one and only.
Unless there's another handsome man running around that looks like me, which I seriously doubt.
No, I think you take the cake on that one. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How's everything down there in Atlanta?
Everything is wonderful. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm so excited to be talking to you. So all is good.
I love it, darling. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yes, absolutely. So, Chef, school is underway, and family schedules are changing now. So how can parents begin to stir up some new healthy habits for the kids as it pertains to eating, of course?
Yes, well, it seems to be a struggle for all parents, when you want them to eat better. They got fast food at every corner, temptation to eat bad things at all times. So you really got to be persistent and dedicated to the cause. So I use the beginning of the school year with my kids to figure out, okay, what's important, what are we going to try that's new, and that's how I go about it.
Okay, that's a good idea. So why are you so passionate about this?
Well, I grew up in a restaurant family. My mama had a restaurant for 30 years in New York. My grandmother's a great home cook, author of a cookbook as well. And we're actually three-generation cookbook authors, so I have it in the blood for sure. And I'm just trying to now pass that on to the new generation, to my family, so they can sort of continue the torch and make sure that they know the importance of maintaining your culture, your family identity through food.
Got it. So I'm someone who, of course, I guess a lot of people are, who wants to have something that tastes really good, and it may not be the best thing for me. So how can we combine taste along with nutrition?
Yeah, that's always a struggle, and I think the biggest misconception is that you have to let go of flavor in order for something to be good for you, and that's not the key. And I think Latin food really lends itself to that, because the perception is that it's full of cheese, it's cooked in lard, and et cetera, but it's really not. And I have some wonderful examples, Ms. Charlene, if I could share with you about how to do that. And right here I have a couple dishes. I have this wonderful ceviche, which is marinated seafood. I'm using scallops in this case, with lime juice. It's over an avocado puree. It has a real simple garnish of shaved fennel, some pickled onion, and those red grapes. Because, look, right now I'm all about grapes from California. It's available May through January. They are just delicious. They're versatile. They're distinct in flavor. and I'm using the red ones in this recipe. And then over here, I have some snapper that's marinated with some Yucatan flavors, chile habanero, some different spices. I've actually gone ahead and wrapped that in banana leaf. You can cook it on the grill or steam it in your oven. And then I've garnished that with a little relish of the green grapes, which have a little bit more of that bitterness to them, a little bit of that sharp acid, and some chili jalapeno, which is awesome. And then to finish, we're all grillers. We all love to be outside. I got some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that have been grilled. And they got like a little spice rub on top of them. And then I glazed them with some roasted black grapes with some chipotle peppers that have that smokiness to them. So sweet. Think barbecue sauce when it comes to that.
I'm glad you brought the chicken up because I'm not a seafood girl. So now you're talking my language with some boneless, skinless chicken. That sounds great.
Yeah, and it's affordable, it's economical, it's easy to do. You can marinate the chicken thighs ahead of time, right when you come home with the kids, pick them up from school, activities, throw those things on the grill, and you got that little simple glaze. You're making a lot of people happy. Yeah,
absolutely. So, Chef, do you have a favorite ingredient or do you have a favorite dish that you'd like to prepare?
Oh, there's so many to speak of. I mean, I just love cooking for the kids. I love making enchiladas, something simple with a real light kind of chili-based sauce with roasted tomato and onion. I love doing this kind of sopa seca, which is kind of like a Mexican-style risotto where I toast alphabet pasta, and I put a little salsa in there and some cheese. The kids love that one. And just really trying to introduce some fun flavors for the kids. I love taking those green grapes from California and freezing them, and then I give them to the kids when we're at the pool when it's hot out. They love that.
Cool. Sounds like you're really taking some measures to, like you said, to bring flavor and taste and presentation all together so that kids can make some better choices or parents can make better choices for their children without sacrificing. Yeah.
Absolutely. We got to lead by example.
Absolutely. So where can we go to get more information?
Miss Charlene, I appreciate that question because let me tell you, everyone thinks you can't cook like a chef or whatever because I'm on TV and all that. That's not the case. It's easy to do. You can get all the ingredients at your local store, and you can go to grapesfromcalifornia.com, or if you want, like the fancy kids that like to be on the social media, go with the hashtag Go With Grapes, and then that will kind of give you that Go With Grapes, and it'll go with all these wonderful recipes, and more importantly, giving some health options to those kids, man. That's what we need to do. That's our most important commodity, which is our youth. Let's make sure we take care of them.
Yes, thank you for your passion around providing some healthy options for our youth. Like you said, there's so many other things that they can choose from, but if you can make some better choices, more fun and appealing to them, perhaps that'll stick with them and carry them into their adulthood.
Absolutely. Ms. Charlene, I appreciate speaking with you, and I appreciate your time.
You as well, Chef Sanchez. Thank you so much for your time, and take good care.
You too, darling. Talk to you soon.
Okay. All right, bye.
Bye.
Well, hello there, everybody. You're listening to It's Just Us, the radio show with a difference, hosted by the one and only Charlene Baldwin. Let's check back in with Charlene and her special guest in the hot seat today, shall we?
Dr. Callahan, Lindsay Davis, hello. Welcome to It's Just Us.
Hi, Charlene.
Hey, Charlene.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
All is well, thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show to talk about sudden cardiac arrest. Doctor, can we start with you? Can you please tell us more about SCA and how it differs from a heart attack?
Sure. Yeah, a heart attack is a condition where an artery of the heart becomes blocked. And so the area of heart muscle that's supplied by that artery loses blood flow, and then that area of the heart can die. And that differs from sudden cardiac arrest, which is a heart rhythm abnormality. And in sudden cardiac arrest, the heart rhythm becomes so abnormal, so disorganized, that really the heart stops pumping blood effectively. The whole body loses circulation, the brain, the heart, everywhere, and then the individual can die within minutes.
Oh, wow. Wow, and Nancy, how did you discover you were at risk of sudden cardiac arrest?
When I was in high school, I was a ballerina, and I was dancing 7 days a week. I started having these episodes where I was passing out. I would just feel extremely fatigued. There were times after routines I couldn't get my heart rate to calm down, and I was looking around, and none of the other dancers were experiencing what I was, and my dance teachers thought I was dehydrated, I didn't eat enough, it was too hot, or even it was poor conditioning despite dancing 7 days a week. And it wasn't until after dance class one day I collapsed at home and was taken to the emergency room where they discovered I have a heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy that puts me at an increased risk for sudden cardiac arrest.
Wow. I hear about this happening to a lot of athletes. So has this condition changed your day-to-day life?
Fortunately for me, I was implanted with an Emblem subcutaneous implantable defibrillator made by Boston Scientific, who I'm partnered with today. And it's a device that continuously monitors my heart for abnormal heart rhythms. And should I experience that, it sends an electrical impulse to my heart, which would save my life. And because I have this device, I feel like I have a tiny emergency room in my chest at all times. And it's given me that extra security, and I just feel like I can live a completely normal life, and I've been able to go on and educate on sudden cardiac arrest and work with different legislative initiatives around the cardiac field.
Very good. Information is very important, and it can create some situations where people might have yikes moments and not, just go into panic. And we can just get some information up front. We can make some different choices and even possibly have a team in place to support us during those times, too. Dr. Callahan, is this preventable?
That's a good question. We can't always prevent the heart rhythm abnormalities, but what we can do is prevent people from dying from sudden cardiac arrest. And keys to that really are education, making sure people are aware of what sudden cardiac arrest looks like and are educated in performing CPR. And then from a medical standpoint, as a physician, we try to identify people that are at risk, or at higher risk for sudden cardiac arrest. For those people, typical treatment is implantation of a defibrillator.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much for that information. So, Lindsay, where can we learn more about this heart disorder and the available treatment options for those at risk?
I would definitely encourage you to talk to your doctor if you feel that you're at risk for sudden cardiac arrest or if you're involved in intense sports. There's also a brilliant resource online, SICD.com, and it provides a lot of information about sudden cardiac arrest in general, and also information about the device that I personally have implanted.
Great. Thank you both so much for this information. I feel a little bit more empowered. This is really, good information for me to have because, first of all, I did not think about the difference between the cardiac arrest and heart attack. So this is very, very good. And thank you so much for your work, Dr. Callahan, around this important issue.
Thank you.
And all the best to you, Lindsay. Take good care.
Thank you so much. You too.
Thanks.
The It's Just Us radio show.
Thanks for tuning in to the It's Just Us radio show. For guest consideration, show ideas, or to contact any of our guests, please email us at itsjustusradio@gmail.com. Also, visit our website, itsjustusradio.com, to connect with us on social media. It's Just Us Radio is brought to you by It's Just Us Productions.